Ooni's father has completely destroyed Olori Tobi Phillips, and this time around it is for the better. Yes, because Olori Tobi has done a lot of things that are not acceptable. She has done a million things that everyone judging from the right perspective would categorically say that Toby is wrong. Yes, everyone who wants to look at this matter in a more realistic way and judge it right will say that Toby is wrong. So now you might be wondering what Toby has done. Toby has actually done a lot and a lot of things. Toby have done a lot of things that are not acceptable. In fact, from all indications, Toby has gotten herself too involved in every single thing that has happened in the palace lately, and it is beginning to be quite evident that she would not even stop at any point at all. Yes, there is no point to which she will stop. So right now on this matter, Olori Tobi is going around to every person that she feels she can reach out to see how she can regain back her stand into the palace. And these are the things that Oni's father does not really appreciate. Oni's father is one person who, no matter what happens, he tries by all means to make sure that things go well. And no matter what is happening in the palace, it remains in the palace. Because the last time when he had a meeting with these women, there was something he said to them, that if it is possible for, if what is happening in the palace remains in the palace, he would appreciate it a lot. Because every single morning blogs are picking the news from the palace. Every single day one thing or the other is coming up as a result of what happened in the palace, and he is not finding it convenient enough. Some are people, but right now as we speak, Olori Tobi has still gone ahead to do whatsoever it is she feels she has to do. She has gone to visit the DG of Akure. She has been all over. She has been visiting all the prominent men, despite the fact that the Ooni has been on an opinion that she stops, but yeah, she insists on continuing. And right now, the Ooni's father is not finding it funny at all. So the Oni's father has gone ahead to serve her another letter from the court, which clearly states that she should never ever step her foot into the palace again. Remember that Oni gave her one before now, and even that one she's struggling to accept the reality, and Oni's father has served her again. And this time around, it came with rules, instructions, and every single thing that she has to follow, or she will be arrested with immediate effect. And people are at this point too, Olori Tobi might not really regret what she's doing, because in the midst of it all, she might be having fun. But what of those children she's claiming that they belongs to the Ooni? If those children truly belongs to the Ooni, then what will she tell them when they grow up? What will she tell them? But right now, with all the evidence on ground, those children does not belong to the Ooni, because the father of the children has already come into the palace. The man has been there for quite some time, and he has been telling Oni every single thing that Oni needs to hear about the origin or the birth of those children. And apparently from the DNA Olori Ronke found, those children does not even belongs to Olori Tobi Phillips. So my people, as it is right now, there is not much thing we can do on this matter. Neither is there a lot that we can say, but from all we have gathered over time, Olori Tobi has messed things up for herself. Yes, she has really, really messed things up for herself. Because if you would want to look at these things in a more critical manner, you would understand that these women had a chance to change. Let's go back to last year when these women were the ones in charge ruling the palace, and the Oni was there as like a sidekick to them. These women had the room, they had the opportunity, they had that leverage to be better people, but they refused. All those times they went after Naomi without Naomi doing them any single thing. They kept on creating unnecessary chaos and events in the palace that were not needed. There were things that they would have looked into and changed, but they said no, we cannot be better people at this point. And right now that every single thing have turned sour, and then it has become a thing coming after them, they are making it seem like the people who are now in charge are so wicked. And that's exactly the thing that Olori Ashley was trying to say. Anybody listening to this matter, the way it is happening now, the person will say that Olori Naomi is wicked, or the Ooni is wicked, or Ooni's father is wicked. But have you looked at the matter right from the beginning? Have you gauged this matter right from the beginning, how it started, how these women portrayed different forms of characters, every single thing within their power, how they have been the ones in charge and making sure that the Ooni does not have peace, even to a point that the DJ of Akure even had to ask the Ooni, could it be that you don't see what your wives do, or you are deliberately giving it a deaf ear? Because from all the indication, these women are doing these things deliberately. It came a point that the Oni even had to call his wives and, talk to them, tell them that, see, we are meant to build the palace together, we are meant to push this palace forward together. But his wives are actually looking at things differently. They are looking at destroying the palace rather than building it up. So my people, at this point, whatsoever decision the Ooni's father makes, it is not his fault. Whatsoever he comes out, he says, it is not his fault. And whatsoever is happening with Tobi right now, Tobi should have calculated her stance very well before taking all the action she took. Because Olori Tobi has categorically proven to everybody that even if she returns back into the palace, there is no room for change. Even if they give her that room, that okay, come back into the palace because you desperately want to be in the palace, yet it will not change anything with Tobi. Tobi will still be that singular human being whom they have always despised her actions, whom they have always despised every single thing she does. So as the matter is on ground right now, it is just left for Olori Tobi to finally pack her things which are left in the palace and leave, because the matter on ground right now, it is not in her favor. Yes, it is not in her favor because the Ooni's father has taken an action, and this action is not in anybody's favor. Apparently, all these other Olori have been displaced all over the place. We heard of how Mariam is restless to a point that even the Ibira women had to come into the palace to come see how they could rescue the situation in her favor. But my people, oh, when you tell these women calm down, that is when they tell you that no, we will not calm down. And the way this matter is happening now, it has not even been in their favor at any point at all. Yes, it has not been in their favor, because if you would want to look at these things in a more advanced way, you understand that they only has a reputation to protect, they only has a palace to look after, they only is the custodian of the Yoruba culture. So what will people now say? The custodian of the Yoruba culture cannot manage his wives, or what exactly? So my people, right now, no, this man, every single measure, every single precaution, every single thing he's doing to maintain his name and to keep the palace in check is a thing he has to do. Yes, one might call him wicked now, one might say that he's doing too much, but you will not blame him. What would the people he's ruling say? No one have ever thought about that. So my people, now so the matter it can't take be right now, no. The Oni's father has made sure that things fall in pleasant places, but definitely they are not in pleasant places for Tobi, because she hoped for something different. Definitely not what is happening to her right now.